Hey everyone, let's do another video. Let's get you through the discussion forum in Module 5. And so you just wrote a big paper for me, and you wrote about things like race relations and how power and privilege were given across things like labor and law. And so really, when you wrote this paper, we were leading up to this moment. Like, what does it mean to be American after the revolution and after America is independent? And so you can kind of see here that the first place I'm going to start is the naturalization law of 1790. A lot of the value ascribed to people's bodies in the pre-revolutionary period is going to inform inclusivity and membership after. And so this particular discussion forum, there's going to be far less resources to engage, far less readings. You just did a big assignment for me. And so here you'll get to talk a little bit more about your personal experience, but I want you to relate it to this historical law. So let's start right here with the naturalization law of 1790. I'm going to click on this PDF, and it's a very difficult read as far as the language is concerned. If you're having problems getting through it, it's okay. Let's focus on one major part. Page 1 of this 2-page document, let's scroll to the bottom, and let's take a look at this one phrase here. That any alien, and so this is going to be a word that is going to emerge throughout our semester. At this point in history, it refers to folks that are coming as immigrants as opposed to, right, what we'll see that word mean later on in our semester. And so you know that if you're born in the United States, right, you have birthright citizenship. But here, if you are an immigrant to the United States, if you want to become an American citizen, American by nationality, the racial restrictions that you must be free and you must be white. And so interestingly here, we're seeing that this idea of citizenship, nationality, and white are kind of always being connected post 1790. And so when someone asks you, what is your nationality? And you say something like, well, I'm American, but, right, you're not seen as white in the United States, oftentimes you might get met with some pushback, right? And it really starts with this law right here in 1790. And so what I want you to do is I want you to kind of think about how something like this and something like the ways that America is creating citizenship, membership, and identity is impacting the ways that people are identifying themselves. And so go ahead and click this off right here. And let's go to back to the modules, and let's go to another resource that I think is really interesting around identity building in the United States. So I'm going to scroll back down to Module 5. I'll move past the Naturalization Law of 1790. And I want to go to this lithograph, Destruction at Boston Harbor. I think this is something that we've covered a lot in our high school history classes, the Boston Tea Party. We remember phrases like taxation without representation, and we remembered that, right, the American Revolution was kind of based on this idea, among other things, that colonists were not getting representation in British Parliament, and, right, they were being unduly taxed for things like tea, hence the Boston Tea Party. But I want you to focus on something here as well. We know that a lot of the colonists here, if we look at this picture, are dressed as they're Native Americans, right? And we know at the time, right, people are probably not fooled that these are actually Native American people. But I want you to kind of think about, like, what does this symbol mean? Like, why are they dressed as Native Americans? They're decidedly not Native Americans, but what message are they trying to send to the British Crown as it relates to their own identity and maybe even own ethnicity? Are colonists trying to make a new racial or ethnic category, being white, but being white as American? And so just think about it and get into those discussion forums, post for 5 points. Again, this is a forum that has far less requirements. Talk a little bit about your own experiences in this one if you want to, but relate it back to either this lithograph, to the 1790 law for sure, or both. All right, good luck, and I'll see you in the forum.